Right, welcome back to another video, folks. This is another day in lockdown, so it means another video. You know the score. But this one is a special one. 5-minute Friday. That's a new thing for me. It is also a new thing for me to try and stick to 5 minutes for a video. So have a quick look at a couple of photos. And now we'll crack on with it. 5-minute Friday today is going to be about the 4 Ds of navigation. So this could be useful for hill walkers, for mountain leaders, for mountaineers, anyone who's doing some navigation out in the hills and mountains. Anyone going into the hills and mountains should be able to navigate pretty well. It's kind of vital, I think, especially, you know, so in the UK, it's our way of doing things is being really self-sufficient, isn't it? So these are really important. And this isn't about the actual skills of navigation. We just want to give it some structure. That's what the 4 Ds are about. Now, you might hear people talk about the 3 Ds, the 5 Ds, probably even 6 or 7 Ds. Maybe people have gone that far, I don't know. But for me, 4 Ds works really well and gives us the structure we need. We need the structure when, you know, we're a bit stressed for whatever reason, we're tired, we're cold and all that kind of stuff. By just having this to fall back on, it means we've got more chance of successfully getting from A to B and being at B when we finish it, all right? So D number 1, direction. First thing we do, we get our map, we put our compass on it, we orientate it, and then that might be enough to go, it's that direction. We might need to take a bearing. You do whatever you need to do, but the first D is important, it's direction. If you get this one wrong, the rest become irrelevant, really. You're not going to hit your target. Second D, distance. We're going to use our compass, and we're going to use the roamer along our compass to work it out. The appropriate roamer for the scale of map you're on, don't forget that. Some people would advise using the sort of the millimeters along the side. Perhaps you can be a bit more accurate. The downside is there's more maths to be done. I don't know about you, I'm not bad at maths, but neither am I a maths genius when I'm cold and stressed or whatever. I don't really get stressed that often, but you get the idea that this just is one less thing to do any multiplication or anything. So you can be pretty accurate with these roamers. So that's what I'd advise using personally, just my opinion. You can get little cards like this for a mountain training that have scales on there as well, so you can measure like that. These can be a nice idea, you'll see why in a second. With that distance, we're going to go to the third D, which is duration, all right? Duration sounds like time, doesn't it? Well, yeah, that's right. You're going to time it. Probably not on a watch like this, probably on either a nice Garmin type thing or just, you know, the cheapy Casio from Argos, but something that's digital. You can just get the stopwatch going. How long do you need to time it for? Well, you've worked out the distance. Hopefully you know how fast you're walking. So you can use your little card like this and go, all right, that means that's going to take me 12 minutes or whatever. Or you can do a bit of maths in your head. Depends how good you are. These cards are worthwhile though. Again, one less thing to work out and potentially make a mistake with. So think about using a card. The other way, we can measure the duration is separately to timing. We can do some pacing. So hopefully you know how many paces it is to your 100 meters. If not, go and practice it. For me, it's 64, but changes depending on the angle of the slope and terrain underfoot and a couple of other things as well. But come up with a good system for that. Okay, that brings us on to the 4th and final D, which is not to be forgotten. It's description. Okay, so you're going to look at the map and you're going to work out what's happening on that journey. So you're going to, you know, think of how many streams you might cross, whether you're going uphill, downhill, across the slope, anything you might see along the way. Build up a bit of a story about that leg. Okay, and importantly, part of that description is what's it going to look like when you get to your target as well. Okay, so just build up as much information as possible into your mind and try and visualize what it's going to look like. So that's the 4 Ds of navigation: direction, distance, duration, and description. That's not the individual skills of navigation. You know, we're going to be taking bearings, we're going to be aiming off, we're going to be contouring, we're going to be doing all sorts of things, thinking of attack points, of catching features, loads to it. But the 4 Ds gives you the structure. So I find this a nice way to teach people. So it's good for beginners, but it's also good, as I said earlier, to have that structure to fall back on. So it's something that on ML courses, on assessments, I see people being let down sometimes by not coming up with a solid set of tactics. And by thinking through the 4Ds, just slows things down a little bit and encourages you to think through your tactics. And then you're going to be more successful with your navigation. Okay, so get out and practice it. Hopefully that's been useful. Try and do a 5-minute Friday again. I think I quite like trying to do a nice short and sharp little succinct videos. Not my strong point, but I hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks very much for watching. Click the like button as always. If you haven't subscribed, you know what to do. Click that subscribe button. Find us on Insta, find us on Facebook. Thanks very much for watching again. More videos coming up very soon.